Hi and a very warm welcome. My name's Ian Mack. So, William Shakespeare's play Antony and Cleopatra, what's it all about? Over the next 8 minutes or so, I'm going to take you through the key storyline, the key characters, what happens in each of the acts, any interesting facts, but also I'll include some infographics for you to reference. So if you're ready, let's get started. Antony and Cleopatra, a five-act play by William Shakespeare, written around 1606, 1607 during the reign of King James I, first published in his first folio in 1623. It reflects early 17th century interest in empire, political power, and the tension between duty and passion. The action moves between Rome and Egypt, especially Alexandria. Shakespeare wrote Antony and Cleopatra in his later career during a period of rich, complex tragedies. Mark Antony, one of the three rulers of the Roman Republic, neglects his duties to live in luxury and passion with Cleopatra, the Queen of Egypt. His rival, Octavius Caesar, later the Emperor Augustus, grows in power while Antony's reputation crumbles. Summoned back to Rome, Antony marries Octavia to strengthen alliances. However, he soon returns back to Cleopatra. Consequently, war erupts between Antony and Caesar. Antony suffers a disastrous naval defeat at Actium when Cleopatra's ships flee. Believing that she's betrayed him, Antony tries to kill her. Then he falls on his own sword when he thinks that she's dead. Mortally wounded, he dies in her arms. Caesar captures Cleopatra, but she chooses death over humiliation. She kills herself with a poisoned snake. Caesar mourns their tragic love and he claims Egypt for Rome. 6 or 7 characters worthy of note, and do beware that there is somebody called Octavius and somebody called Octavia. So, Mark Antony, one of the triumvirs, the three rulers of the Roman Republic, a brilliant, charismatic general. We have Cleopatra, the Queen of Egypt. She requires no introduction. We have Octavius Caesar, Antony's rival. He later becomes the Emperor Augustus. He's cold and he's calculating. Then we've got Enobarbus, Antony's loyal and honest friend. And we've got Octavia, Octavius Caesar's sister, whom Antony marries for political alliance. We've got 2 ladies called Charmaine and Eras. These are Cleopatra's devoted attendants, loyal to the end. And finally, we've got Lepidus. He's the 3rd triumvir or ruler of Rome. He's weak, he's indecisive, and eventually he's sidelined by Caesar. In Act 1, love and duty collide. In Alexandria, Mark Antony, one of the 3 rulers of Rome, lives in splendor with Cleopatra, Queen of Egypt. He ignores Roman affairs, reveling in passion and luxury. Courtiers Philo and Demetrius worry about his reputation. News arrives that Antony's wife Fulvia has died and that Pompey threatens Rome. Antony reluctantly tears himself away from Cleopatra to return to Rome, even as she theatrically protests. Politics and alliances in Rome. Octavius Caesar and Lepidus, the other triumvirs or rulers of Rome, they resent Antony's absence. Antony reconciles with them, agreeing to marry Caesar's sister Octavia to seal peace. Meanwhile, back in Egypt, Cleopatra rages with jealousy and mocks the news. Enobarbus, Antony's witty lieutenant, praises Cleopatra's irresistible charm, describing a famous barge on the Nile. Political tensions rise as Octavius quietly plots to undermine Antony's authority. Betrayal and disaster. Antony soon returns to Cleopatra, abandoning Octavia and breaking the political alliance. Octavius declares war. Antony, despite Enobarbus's warnings, fights Octavius at sea near Actium. Cleopatra joins the fleet, but in the heat of battle, her ships suddenly flee. Antony irrationally follows, leaving his forces to defeat. Octavius takes control, and Antony's prestige collapses. Enobarbus, despairing in Antony's decline, secretly deserts to the Octavius camp. Antony's tragic fall. Well, Antony, he tries to rally once more, but he loses another battle. He accuses Cleopatra of treachery and threatens her life. Cleopatra, fearing his rage, pretends to kill herself. Hearing this false news, Antony is overcome with grief and shame. Believing all is lost, he falls on his sword. Still alive, he's brought to Cleopatra's monument where he dies in her arms, asking to be buried with her. Cleopatra mourns him, torn between love and despair. In the final act, we witness the death of Cleopatra. Octavius Caesar takes control of Egypt. He tries desperately to persuade Cleopatra to surrender and be displayed as a trophy of his Roman triumph. Proud and defiant, Cleopatra refuses humiliation. After bidding farewell to her loyal attendants, Charmaine and Eras, she dons her royal robes and takes her own life using a poisonous snake. Charmaine and Eras also die. Octavius, finding their bodies, mourns their courage and declares that they will be buried together in royal honour, uniting them in death. The play Antony and Cleopatra focuses on love versus duty, honour versus desire, the lure and danger of empire, betrayal, ambition, the power struggle between reason and emotion. It explores the tension between political necessity and personal passion. It is certainly considered one of Shakespeare's greatest later tragedies. It's famous for its rich language, its shifting settings, and its complex portrayals of love and political ambition. It's often seen as the tragic fall of heroic lovers destroyed by their own greatness. Antony and Cleopatra, such a spellbindingly tragic portrayal of two lovers. What a play. Go and see it somewhere in the theatres if you can. And thanks for your time. I hope this has helped you get you started with this great play. Don't forget, share any comments or any information you have about this play in the comments below. I look forward to meeting you again in the next one. My name's Ian Mack, and until then, remember, time is knowledge.